Good evening, students. After that, our next topic is organization of production. How are production activities organized? The aim of production is to produce the goods and services that we want. There are 4 requirements for production of goods and services. Students, as I told you before, the main objective of production is to produce goods and services that satisfy our needs and wants. So if you want to produce any good and services, then there are 4 requirements to produce them. So there are 4 requirements for production of goods and services. The first requirement is land and other natural resources such as water, forests, minerals. Students, first of all, land is short for all the natural resources available to create supply. It includes raw property and anything that comes from the ground. It can be a non-renewable resource that includes commodities such as oil and gold. It can also be a renewable resource such as timber. So if you want to do production, that means if you want to grow something or make something, then land would be the first requirement to grow or make something. Our second requirement is labor, that is people who will do the work. Some production activities require highly educated workers to perform the necessary tasks. Other activities require workers who can do manual work. Each work is providing the labor necessary for production. Students, here labor is the work done by people. The value of the workforce depends on workers' education, skills and motivation. It also depends on productivity. So if you are having land for growing or make something, then there would be requirement of labor who will work on that land or who will perform the other activities of farming like harvesting, sowing, irrigation, etc., which they will work by hand. This is known as manual work. But some activities requires highly educated workers who will perform the necessary task by their knowledge and experience. So labor are of 2 types, skilled and unskilled. The third requirement is physical capital, that is the variety of inputs required at every stage during production. What are the items that come under physical capital? Students, physical capital refers to a factor of production or input into the process of production such as machinery, buildings or computers, tools, etc. So combinedly they are known as physical capital. They are the variety of inputs required at every stage during production. So what are the items that come under physical capital? Tools, machines, buildings. Tools and machines range from very simple tools such as a farmer's plow to sophisticated machines such as generators, turbines, computers, etc. Tools, machines, buildings can be used in production over many years and are called fixed capital. So students, here we have to understand that tools, machines, buildings are those physical capital which we can use for the long period of time in the production process, and these are known as fixed capital. Yes, this is important. What is fixed capital? Fixed capital is that capital which we can use in the production process for so many years or for a long period of time. Like tools, we can use tools year after year, machines year after year, and buildings year after year. It means they cannot be finished or they cannot be completely disappear, but they will be old and outdated and depreciated. So these fixed capital items require repairing. These cannot be finished completely ever. Raw materials and money in hand. Production requires a variety of raw materials such as the yarn used by the weaver and the clay used by the potter. Also, some money is always required during production to make payments and buy other necessary items. Raw materials and money in hand are called working capital. Unlike tools, machines and buildings, these are used up in production. Students, here this is working capital. I have told you about fixed capital, which we can use for so many years after in the production process. Now opposite to it, this is working capital, in which raw material, money, cash, whatever we used in the production process only for one time, and after using that it is completely finished. Fixed capital is fixed for year after year, and working capital, it will work only for one time, and after using it, it will be completely finished. So this is the main difference between fixed capital and working capital. Students, we cannot use working capital year after year. For example, raw material and money, these are working capital, but we cannot use raw material and money year after year. Once we used raw material in the production process, it is completely finished. Just like that, money, once we paid money to buy some raw material or any input, then it is completely finished. So we cannot use these things year after year or for a long period of time. Fixed capital will earn money for the producer, and working capital will be used in the production process at primary stage. There is fourth requirement too. You will need knowledge and enterprise to be able to put together land, labor and physical capital and produce an output, either to use yourself or to sell in the market. This these days is called human capital. We shall learn more about human capital in the next chapter. In the picture, identify the land, labor and fixed capital used in production. So student, this is the fourth factor of production, that is human capital. Human capital is the knowledge, experience and enterprise which is to be able to put together land, labor and physical capital and produce an outcome to either to use yourself or to sell in the market. So students, human capital is the knowledge and skill of the manpower which is used in the production process, and without it no one factor can work. For example, if you have land, labor, physical capital, all the resources you have, but there is not human capital, you don't have any knowledge how to do the production process, then all these remaining factors became irrelevant and useless. So human capital is the most important factor of production, because without this no factor of production can work systematically and orderly. So every production is organized by combining land, labor, physical capital and human capital, which are known as factors of production. Combinedly, all these things, land, labor, physical capital and human capital, known as the factors of production. As we read through the story of Palampur, we will learn more about the first three factors of production. For convenience, we will refer to the physical capital as the capital in this chapter.